She gazed at that door for a year. It was hidden in the garden, covered by some of the more beautiful flowers that still bloomed. At first, she only got glimpses of it. She was both curious and afraid of the door. Uncertainty of what lay beyond held her focus. Soon enough, brambles and thorns began emerging from the corners of her own garden. They crawled along the walls and reached out to her, slicing her fingers and arms and legs as she tried to make her way through. They were ravenous and unsuspecting in the way they drained the light in her eyes. By May, she ran to the heavy doors, banging on them, begging them to open, seeking refuge and escape. But they did not budge. Instead, the onlookers believed she never really saw the door or had any intent to go through, and she once again put her head down and tried to remain tender while still protecting herself from the thorns. But the storms began to rage steadily on her side of the garden. Sure, there were promises of blue skies and sun that would heal wounds, but the clouds never quite lifted, and the sun only grew sad as it hung alone in the sky, and the trust grew fainter as it wisped away with the broken promises. She began sitting on a lowly bench near the door day after day, wondering what it would feel like to have the strength to walk through to the other side. Could she bear the pain of not being able to take all the pieces of her heart with her? Could she weather the storm that would surely await on the other side as she made her way into a new life? She looked at all the beautiful memories in her garden, of the beautiful seeds that grew and of the life that sprung forth, of the miracles of the past decade. In a way, she begged herself to allow those pictures in her mind to sustain and nourish her. But then, she looked at the garden floor before her. The soil was cracked and desperate for water. The stones that used to be a foundation for the path of unity were disheveled and broken, untended and forgotten. No gardener had tended to the flowers in a long time, and though she had prevailed fighting to blossom even when forgotten, she realized she wasn't a garden that could nurture her growth any longer. She must carry herself and her little blooms with her into whatever might lay beyond the door. After a year of believing she didn't have the strength to open the door, she placed her hand on the knob, gently pushed it open, and walked into what lay beyond. Good or bad, it was her own garden.